Welcome to the Weekend Warriors Fishing Podcast, presented by 13 Fishing Canada. Make your own luck. We're here to scratch that angling itch and talk everything fishing. Join us as we sit down with special guests from across the industry. Now, here's your hosts, Logan Lewis
and Jesse Cadron.
What is going on? Welcome to another episode of the Weekend Warriors Fishing Podcast. I am your host, Logan Lewis, and I'm flying solo for today's intro as my co-host, Jesse Cadron. Texted me not too long before we were going to record this that up at deer camp, they actually got a deer today, so he's in the middle of processing that and unable to make it for the intro of this episode. But that's peanuts there because he did make it for the interview portion of the show, which you're not going to want to miss. In episode 106 today, we have Kyle Bryan. He is the Western sales rep for the Rapala VMC family, and we get to talk all the new stuff that came out, that's coming out for all the brands under the Rapala VMC tree, I guess, if you want to put it that way. So this one's pretty sweet. About an hour long, and I think you're really going to enjoy it, getting into all the new gear that has came out and available for everyone to check out on the website. So I guess we may as well hop into that quite quickly here. Obviously, presenting sponsor of the show, 13 Fishing Canada. You can use the code Weekend Warriors, that's WKND Warriors, to save yourself 15% off the entire website. So all these products we talk about, I think all of them but the last jig head that we talk about is currently available on the website. So if you do want to go purchase some of those, you can use the code Weekend Warriors, and that will save you 15% off all the brands at checkout. Next up, I want to give a big thank you to the Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation, as always, for being a sponsor of the show. Head over to the SWF website, find your local branch, get your membership today, gets you access to the Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation land for hunting, as we are in that time of year. Gets you the magazine with the Saskatchewan-specific portion in it. Tons of great information in there as well, and some insurance and whatnot, and then just being part of an awesome community. Another big thing coming into early ice here is they operate the fish cultivation station, which is responsible for stocking tons of the waters around the province with some of our favorite trout species and walleye and some smallmouth as well this year. So it's pretty cool to see. Really great effort that they put in. And like I said, early ice is a great time of year to be targeting some of these trout species. So head over to the Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation website, get your membership today, help support the Federation, and just get to be part of a great community. That's all I've got today since I am flying solo for this intro. I really hope everyone enjoys this episode as much as I did. I love talking about all the new gear and seeing what's coming down the pipe. So without further ado, here is episode 106 with Kyle Bryan. So, got a pretty special one today, sitting down with another member of the Rapala VMC family. Sitting down here with Kyle Bryan. One way I like to start all these off is, how do you pronounce Rapala?
I pronounce it like the Finnish people do. We're originally a Finnish company. Rapala starts with rap, like rap music. I know it's Rapala that a lot of people say, but the CEO of our company, he says Rapala, and that's the way I say it. So
yeah, there we go.
That's
I
the way
think
it's
I
gotta be.
interchange. Yeah, I think I change it up quite a bit. But no, very happy to have you sitting down with myself and Jesse today. I guess for anyone who's not familiar with you, I know that you're pretty active on Instagram and whatnot with your posting. So there might be some people that know you from there. But for anyone who's unfamiliar with who you are, maybe just give a quick explanation of that and kind of how you ended up in this industry and fishing in itself.
So Kyle Bryan, I'm the Western Canadian sales rep for Rapala VMC and all of our brands. Been in the role for the last 10 years. I've been the BC sales rep for 7 years, and then just the last couple of years took over the rest of Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. So that's been a lot of fun getting to learn those fisheries and going fishing with some of the top guys in the area. And yeah, I got into the industry through actually my father-in-law. My father-in-law he was the rep for 40 years for the whole territory. And when I was younger, I went to school for business and more specifically kind of sales. I figured I wanted to be in sales, and I love sports. And so one of the first jobs I had out of school was working for a junior A hockey team, and I was director of sales and marketing there and doing everything that a junior hockey team, does, selling rink advertising and helping out on game days, and even like being the PA announcer a couple games, and even the mascot one time at a couple community events. You kind of got to do it all when you're the sales and marketing guy on a junior A team. But
Yeah.
did that for a few years, and then got into some other kind of technology sales, but always kind of had a kind of agreement with my father-in-law that there's definitely this opportunity to work in his industry, and started to shadow him and work at some of the trade shows and meet some of the customers. And one of the first things I found working in this industry is just the good nature of the people, the length of time people in this industry have been working. I'd be talking to people who say, "Oh, I've been the sales rep for 30 years," or "I've managed a store for 25 years." And it's like, man, everyone's just worked in this industry for so long. And that was kind of unique to me. And I thought, man, this is definitely going to be, I think, a fun industry to work in, and has some longevity as well, as I didn't see in some of my other previous jobs, where you're kind of getting let go for silly reasons, or people are just coming and going all the time. But yeah, again, I've been there for 10 years now, and I'll stick around as long as they have me, and it's a lot of fun. I'm selling fun and selling to all the stores, mostly the independent retailers all across Western Canada. So a lot of the mid-range stores, none of the big box stores, but your local tackle shops, and traveling around, meeting all the good people, and doing a little fishing along the way.
Nice. Yeah, and we'll get into some of the local stuff here in a little bit as this goes on. I guess I did want to mention we're lucky to get this lined up tonight. We got me in Saskatchewan, Jesse at Deer Camp in Alberta, and Kyle in BC. So we've got 3 different time zones going on here right now, and so it's about Kyle, you're 2 hours behind me, and Jesse's an hour behind me. So a little bit, but it worked out well. So
we're widespread right now.
Yes, we are. Yeah, all across Western. Did you say Manitoba as well that you deal with?
Yeah, basically Victoria to Winnipeg. So
okay, sweet. Yeah, no, that works out well, as that's lots of the demographic too for the pods. So some people know lots of whether it's the fisheries we're talking about or the tackle shops we're talking about. As I mean, like you said, there's the big stores, but lots of these more local ones is what people really enjoy and like to keep those businesses going and everything. So they'll definitely like to hear about some of that. But I guess starting things off here, did you have anything, Jesse, before we wanted to hop in here? Does intro bring any questions for you? No, Jesse, can you hear us now?
I got you back. Yeah.
Jesse's back. You froze there for a second.
Yeah,
I didn't know if you went silent or what.
I lost about 25 seconds there. I have no idea what you said.
Well, I didn't say anything important anyway, so okay. I was just asking if Kyle's intro there brought any questions, or if we should get into things here.
Well, I think it just sounds like he's surrounded himself with a good community and good people, and it's no wonder that people are sticking with that for 25, 30 years. And I mean, for the most part, fishermen are pretty friendly, and everyone likes to talk fishing and gear and stuff. And sounds like he's right at home and dealing with good people, and not talking with angry farmers or something like that.
It's honestly, it's so many great long-term relationships you make with people, and that's what I'm all about. I'm not kind of like that, quick one-time sales guy that's just buy an extra 1,000 of this, buy an extra of that. Like, these my customers, I'm going to deal with them for the next 15, 20 years. So you're always making those long-term decisions in mind, and you have the best mindset for them in mind as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that type of sales, and again, those relationships you build is fun in business, and makes going to work a lot of fun too. So
yeah, for helps. Sure. Not that typical. I'll sell you this, and then I don't hear from you again until you're ready to sell something again to me.
yeah, or like, hey, you need to buy these, buy these, and then they buy them and they sit on the guy's shelf for the next 4 years, and every time the guy looks at him, he's like, oh, damn, Kyle, you maybe buy those, and
Yeah,
they
they're
didn't
not
sell it all.
selling.
So
Right.
Yeah.
Probably the last
so
time you ever buy
I
something.
don't want that. Yeah,
No.
I don't want that. He doesn't want that. Nobody wants that. So
Yeah. Well, and I guess that does kind of getting into the brands and whatnot here. Like that does kind of help when you got a pretty easy product to stand behind, right? When you can be comfortable, like whether it's pushing something or showing it off to different owners and whatnot. Like just maybe talk a little bit about the Rapala VMC family and kind of. I mean, it's something that kind of sells itself. Everyone who's in the scene knows of Rapala, right? It's one of the OGs as far as the companies go. So how much does that kind of play into things too?
yeah, it definitely helps. So there's basically kind of four major fishing tackle or fishing companies in the world. It's us, Rapala VMC. There's Pure Fishing, which is Berkeley, Fenwick, the Abu brands. There's Daiwa and Shimano. So being part of one of those major four is definitely a huge advantage. And then our Canadian wing of Rapala Canada, we sell and manufacture and distribute many brands. So VMC, every single Rapala lure has VMC hooks on it. We have also 13 Fishing, which is the acquisition about 7 years ago now, which has been great for all the rods and reels. And then again, under the umbrella, it's Suffolk's Fishing Line, it's Blue Fox with the Vibrex spinner, Storm Lures. It is StrikeMaster, the augers. So those are the main products that we manufacture and distribute. But then also we have some distribution agreements with MEPS. So we are the Canadian distributors for MEPS lures now. And then moving into ice fishing, we're now the Canadian distributors of Clam Outdoors. Clam, all the ice fishing shelters, accessories, lures. So that's something that we brought into Canada and sell under our banner there. So we've got about 8,500 products to sell, and so I've always got something to sell.
Yeah, no
somebody
kidding.
around Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. I would say one thing me and Jesse talk about, as I guess myself guiding for a bit and Jesse being a full-time guide, is our only criticism of MEPS lures is they work too good.
Yeah. Tough problem to have with those, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's one of those things that lots of the clients like, because they work, they like to throw them, and we're like, these fish inhale it. Like they they love these lures, but not as nice for us when it's the 100th pike that we're sticking our fingers into for it. So but
yeah, I get it. And then just a ton of history in those brands. Like Rapala was started in 1936. VMC started making hooks in 1910. Lure Jensen, I believe, was 1928, where they started to in Oregon making gang trolls out of old Ford fender parts. So that's kind of how some of these companies start. Rapala started with Lori Rapala whittling a piece of balsa wood and putting a piece of his cigarette foil around the wood and attaching hooks to it, and that's how the first original Florida was created.
That's
so
awesome.
very humble beginnings of all these companies too. And then now we're at where we are now. So it's kind of crazy how it starts from something small, and yeah, very interesting in this industry, kind of unique that way too.
For sure. Yeah. No, the longevity, whether it's the people in it or the businesses, is insane. Not many industries, especially nowadays, where someone will say I guess maybe the industry, but staying at a place too for 20, 30, 40 years kind of thing. You don't hear that a lot anymore. So that obviously shows kind of the special part of the industry too. But I guess kind of transitioning a bit, do we want to get into some new products already? Like that was kind of the main reason for this, was to talk lots of the new products. But was there anywhere you wanted to go before that, or should we hop right into that?
Yeah, I think we can hop right into that. I'm sure everyone wants to see what's new. Everyone, what's new sells a lot in this industry, and there's always something new, something cool, a new color, new pattern. So yeah, I want to show you guys some of the new stuff that we got for this upcoming ice fishing season, and then also for open water 2026. So some of these things are available today. Some of these things are going to be available in the next couple months. But yeah, I'd love to share some things that I think anglers across Western Canada are going to be pretty happy about.
Sounds good. I just added, I don't know if your phone just gave the notification, Kyle, but I just added a final question that Jesse reminded me of that we both wanted to ask, but we're leaving that till the end. I don't know if you can see the edit yet, but
I turned off all my notifications, so I did not see
okay,
it.
perfect. No, this will be a surprise question.
Perfect. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's what you want, as the sales rep, is a surprise question.
Yeah. There's always a surprise question.
Yeah,
There's always some
you've heard it
curveball.
all.
I got to be quick.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Want me to
fair.
share the presentation here?
Yeah, so for anyone who's just listening, you can watch this on YouTube or Spotify. We're going to be sharing some stuff here. It's going to show basically the products we're talking about for the most part. So if you do want to see that, definitely head over to those platforms and check it out. Otherwise, we're going to describe them a bit too if you do just continue to listen to the audio version. But yeah, that's kind of what you can expect here.
All right. So starting off, I mean, very exciting launch. You've probably heard about it. You've probably seen about it. Maybe you've put your hands on it already, but new in stores is the new 40-volt StrikeMaster Maven Auger. So this is the lightest, the fastest, uh, best value auger on the market today. So we've upgraded a lot of features of our last auger. We've a few things just to kind of keep in mind. With the new 40-volt V, we've changed the blades. Last year, or the previous version had curved blades. We put flat blades with a kind of a steeper cutting angle on them. So these blades, for a lot of people, can be easier to sharpen, but also are much quicker. It's also a much quicker cut through the ice. So that's one of the new features. Also, like the stainless steel blades on them. So you shouldn't be going through blades as fast because of our European stainless steel blades. So that's something to consider. And then we've added a nice little feature, the bubble level. It's a lighted bubble level. And I was using this when we were on Lake Winnipeg last winter. And, you know, everyone gets chirped about drilling crooked holes, right? So
Yeah,
there
especially
should
the
be none of
first
that
couple
anymore.
of the year. The first 10 are always the worst.
Yeah. So it's a lighted bubble level, so you should be drilling right down straight. Variable trigger, variable throttle on the auger as well. So instead of just like a full on and off, you can kind of feather it. And it's a lot of the tests we've done, you know, compared to some of the competition out there. If you're just kind of comparing a lot of the numbers, I think we're faster, we're lighter, and better price. Comes with 2 batteries. So it's something that we're really excited about, that has kind of taken off at the Winnipeg Ice Show that we were at last week. Man, these things were just flying out. It was crazy to see. There's a big stack of them and they were just moving. So we're very excited about this. And so yeah, the newest, latest, and greatest from
cool.
StrikeMaster.
Well,
Sweet.
clearly,
Yeah,
the
I got
anglers are excited too, because if they're flying off the shelf already, that's good news. People have heard good things, and they're excited to try it.
To that
Absolutely.
level. I quite like the handles on it too, having that. It's not just that the slipperier plastic. It's got some grip on the handles as well, which is nice to note. I didn't know it had the feather trigger on it, so that's nice, because the torque that these electric augers all have is insane, and honestly it can bite in pretty quick sometimes and you're not ready for it. So being able to feather that is definitely a nice touch there too.
And the handles are a little bit more compact, so you know, not as wide across. So if you're transporting, you're just having, you know, just a little bit less space that it takes up.
Right. And I guess before we move on, I don't know if you had anything else for the auger there. The one thing I wanted to talk about was, which is kind of how we started talking just this past week recently was the change in the flight, the way it hooks up to the head, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can talk about that. So essentially now it's a hexagon shaft. So if you want to use your previous like a previous light flight with the Maven, you do need an adapter, but it'll still work. The other thing too, full extensions are with it as well. Um, yeah, there's one. Was there one more thing you were going to mention about that?
No, that was the main thing. Just cut. Yeah, I see. There's the hex steel adapter. So that I don't remember looking. The old ones must have just been that circle hookup
Correct.
there, right? Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the main thing there. And so I did buy the hex auger extension,
Hmm.
and that so that I could, because I bought the 8-inch one, and then I'll be able to run my 10-inch with the with this extension. So that'll be
Yeah.
nice, because that's when I'm using it the most too, is late March for those 10-inch holes when the ice is as thick as it's going to get, right? So
And the other thing too is all your old batteries from your previous 40 volt work with the Maven. So
yeah, and that's a good thing to mention. I guess it comes with, does it come with 2 or 1?
yeah, comes with two.
Yeah, so that's big as well, right
yeah.
there, doubling your time. Because I do know I've talked to some buddies about I don't know if how it works with you guys and distributing them, but one of the buddies that me and Jesse guide with, Adam, he had an extra lithium StrikeMaster that he wasn't using, so I was going to get him to ship it to me so that I'd have 2 for my old one. This was about 2 years ago, and I think Canada Post is going to charge him $130 for shipping it. So
Oh.
not having to worry about buying the extra batteries is a huge thing there too, right? Like the fact that you got 2
Mhm.
right off the bat, that's massive. It wasn't very often that I even killed 1 battery, especially when
Mhm.
you're not searching around. But I mean, just having that, especially for a couple day trip, right? That's kind of the biggest thing. Like when you go out where you're not going to have power out into the sticks for a couple days, it's nice to know that you're going to be set.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then it comes with, our magnetics snap cover, the new blade carriage around the bottom near the blades as well. So yeah, again, like we were ripping through holes. I brought it out to Lake Winnipeg to show some of the guides late in the season last year, and they were all very impressed. So yeah, this will be should be in stores now.
Nice. Yeah, and you mentioned the steel there for the blades. That's just talking local fisheries. Deef is known for being an auger blade demolisher with the sand that they get in the ice. So it's nice to have that. And are these more of a chipper blade than a shaving blade still? Is that fair to
Uh,
say?
Tough to say. I wouldn't.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, because like I feel like maybe I'm wrong. I feel like the other light flights with the curve, they seem to chip pretty good, which was nice in that sandier ice, just because even if they did start to dull, eventually you were still chipping through that and battling through it. Whereas the first electric auger I had years ago was a different company, and it was just a straight shave and
Mhm.
older technology too. But we went out to deep with just that auger, and we got halfway through a hole, and it was pooched just
Yeah.
because of that sand. And you could actually feel the bead of the roll of the blade on that too. So that could be just the blades as well. But yeah, that's the light flight
Yeah.
is huge. I carried it downstairs for this. I've got it behind me here, and I felt like I was hardly carrying anything. So definitely enjoy
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, we still have hand augers and the 24 volt as well. If a lot of people in BC, like it's a lot of places, the ice doesn't get too thick, so 24 volt would be just fine for them. So yeah, still kind of got the full lineup here. And also new from Rapala for ice fishing, we got the tiniest Rapala ever created. This
That
is
thing
the
is
Nano
cute.
Wrap, isn't it?
That is adorable. Yep.
So 1/16 ounce, 3/4 of an inch, and some really beautiful finishes. Yeah, the Wonder Tiger, the Pink Dreams. So you've seen some of these colors in some of our, say it's a Husky Jerk, the Gold Miner, just your regular, your Shad Wraps and all that. So we're kind of keeping some consistent colors. And it has a little rattle in it as well, too. So this is something that people have jumped on for this start of this ice fishing season. So I can't wait till we get some more ice out there and people start testing it and using it. But yeah, newest edition, this is the Nano Wrap.
For a little size reference, I've got 2 of them here. Nice and small.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Very nice. I don't know what 2 colors I got there. What do you have there? I got is that the Glow Hot Perch? Is that right? The GHP?
Yes. I was going to say your screen on my screen is like a quarter of an inch, so I can't see what you're holding up.
And then the one beside that, the GHSP. Those are the two colors I picked up to try out for some perch, since we sadly don't have crappie around us right here.
There you go. But yeah, should be perch killer.
Very nice.
Yeah, I could think of a few fish that want to eat one of those.
I'd be interested for stock trout with them too.
But yeah, I'd crush them, I bet.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of customers out in BC, some of the bigger Rapala lures, for rainbow trouts, they're not super popular. A lot of small baits, a lot of small jig heads. But that one definitely, under the Rapala family, definitely fits, checks a lot of boxes for the guys out in BC.
Yeah.
From VMC, got a couple new things for ice. First off, it's the tungsten torpedo spoon. So this is a nice slender spoon, full tungsten. It's got a little blade on the bottom for a little extra flash. You can use it to, put some bait on the bottom, get it down there really quick. Obviously, tungsten's come so far in ice fishing with everyone using live sonar. And, I'm sure people know by now, but tungsten is twice as dense as lead. And that's why tungsten shows up so much better on the sonar systems. And so we've got kind of 4 sizes of the tungsten torpedo, 1/8 all the way up to 5/16 ounce, which is 1.5 inches. And a lot of fun colors. Again, glow black Wonder Bread. The pink fire UV is one that always sells everywhere. This glow metallic rainbow has been a nice popular color. And Juicy Lucy. People like the Juicy Lucy.
They'd probably just buy that for the name.
I'm one of them.
Hey, I maybe, kind of generic fishing sales rep guy term, but you gotta, no lure is going to catch a fish if it doesn't catch a fisherman first, right?
That is true. Yeah.
So you got to make it appealing to the fisherman first. There are certain cases where maybe that's not the case, but yeah, I mean, we're no different than the fish that we chase, where we go into a store and look at something and are attracted to it and have to grab it, right? So
yeah, I got the glow Juicy Lucy and the glow hot perch in those.
Who doesn't want to grab Juicy Lucy, man? Come on.
It's a good color too. I like that glow goldfish as well. That looks quite nice.
Yeah.
Very
so
nice.
Again, they have a lot of them ultra glow, which is kind of typically 15-minute glow for a lot of the VMC stuff. And yeah, this is new. Should be in stores now. And then now some new stuff from 13 Fishing for ice. I think, Logan, you picked one of these up, didn't you not?
Yeah, I luckily for myself and my bank account, I didn't see the combo because that looks sick. I just saw the reel. So I just have the reel. So I'm getting all my stuff ready pretty well here in the garage, and so I'll be spooling that up, and it's going to be my dead stick reel for sure.
Yeah. So the new bait striker shown here in a combo. So essentially using kind of that, and we'll I mean, the reel comes up next, but it's the exact same reel, but it's basically a 100 size or 1000 size reel that has the bait striker system on the back. So there's the little switch you can see kind of just above the handle, flick that up. And so essentially, you don't have to open up your bail to do any dead sticking techniques, or if you have it in a tip up or whatnot. And then so what that essentially does is just make the spool kind of move on its own. And in the back, you see right at the very end of the reel, there's a little knob there where you can control the spool and the tension on the spool. So you can move the line out just so easily. And if you're putting some bigger baits on maybe and just kind of letting them hang, tighten up the drag a little bit, and it's not going to fall all the way to the bottom. So when you got a fish on, all you do is pick up the rod and start reeling, and then it's going to click over, and now you're going to have your drag, really set at where it should be for fighting a bigger fish. So it's cool technology. I mean, it's kind of, there are these types of reels out there, but this is made specifically for ice fishing. So we've got 3 different combos: the medium light in a 30-inch, medium light in a 36, and then a 36 medium.
Yeah, that's I always refer to them as the first and second drag, and that's so nice, especially the way your line likes to start to freeze up in the winter. I'm always worried if I just had a spool or the bail open that at some point I'm going to catch one of those little pieces of ice there, and then the whole thing's going to go down. So having that second drag is sure nice for that, because as you know, that dead stick rod sitting there, you might be paying attention to your live scope or messing around with something else you might not notice, and being able to hear the click as well is a big thing too with the audio. So
it just simplifies things too. Like, it takes away a lot of variables for people running up who are already excited to go and grab their rod out of let's say just Ice Fish Pro, and instead of having to fumble and close your bail and tighten your drag and do all these things, you just pick it up and crank into them.
Yeah, 13 Fishing, I mean, they've been huge in ice fishing for many years. Like when Rapala purchased, the company, they had essentially kind of 50% of the United States market for ice fishing rods and reels in ice fishing. So definitely, that's kind of where they started to make their name, and then, have branched out more into open water as well. But yeah, it's kind of the quality, the value is what I think the best part about 13 Fishing and all their products. So been very excited selling them over the last few years, and there's going to be more cool stuff to come.
And can you pick up that rod separately as well?
You cannot buy the rod separately. However, you can buy the reel separately. So if you want just the reel, you're looking kind of around $120 retail. Again, 7 bearings, and then it's got and again, we kind of made it. I put a little note there, like the grease is smooth and temperatures down to -30 and below. So if this reels essentially can be sitting in the snow a lot of times all day. So we want to make sure that was a critical component to making sure it's going to perform properly. And so, it's all in the product development of some of these items where, we're probably, testing products that are going to come out 3 years from now. So it's just a key part to the whole product development process.
Nice. It looks like I have to get the combo now.
Shucks. Shucks. Hey, Logan.
Darn it.
Yeah.
Another new, so for many years we sold the Microtech Walleye combo, which is essentially one of our best selling combos all across the prairies. We've upgraded the combo this year, now called the Capture Walleye. So it has some very nice finishes with the reel seat and the handle. We've added fluorescent tip and some new little cosmetics on the reel, but in a lot of the similar sizes and combinations before that we had: 26 medium light, 28 medium, 28 medium in a dead stick, and then 36 medium and 36 medium heavy. So there's some nice kind of carbon fiber features on the handle. So this reel looks good. It's kind of $80 retail, which is kind of a nice spot to be. And take a look at these in the store, because you really got to kind of see them and feel them to really appreciate it.
Yeah, I've had the Microtech is my still jaw jacker rod. I don't really know the specifications of what actually makes something be eligible to actually be in the jaw jacker, but it was one of the rods I had that actually worked in it, and I've had that since way before the pod started. I'm pretty sure, and one of the I think it was a good maybe that might have been Cabela's. I picked that up, but yeah, it's still my main jaw jacker rod, and definitely like it. So nice to see it's getting replaced with a new one though, because that's always exciting too.
Yeah. Moving on, as I kind of mentioned before, we are now distributing Clam Outdoors in Canada. So, sometimes nothing, I guess there are some issues with certain things with tariffs and on and off and things like that. But sometimes if you're bringing in, say, you're a store in Saskatchewan and you're bringing in something from the United States, I mean, there's brokerage charges, there could be duties, there's shipping it across the border. So all those charges really add up and add to kind of the retail price on products when they land in your store. So we've kind of seen the opportunity with Clam, and now are warehousing it in our Canadian warehouse in Oshawa, Ontario. Allows for easier access for the dealers in Canada to get these products. And then if you're a consumer and you can't find these at your local store, you can just go to rapala.ca and you will see all the accessories and the lures. We don't ship the shelters through our website just because. If you would like a clam shelter, please go to your local dealer and they'll help you out. But yeah, it was just incredible to see the uptake of this first season of us stocking it in Canada. And I still think there's tons of room to grow with this, with the quality of the products that Clam does offer. So we've been really excited about it, and yeah, had a full display at the Winnipeg Ice Show with some of the X1200 tent, which is basically two X600s put together. This thing was massive. We had it right out front there for people to jump in and check it out, and all the flips as well. So there's and me, getting to learn this product a little bit better. It's very impressive to see how they develop, and just the happiness of the customers that already have it.
Tons of accessories too that Clam brings too, so that's huge as well. And those flip over shelters, great for early ice. Well, any time of the year, but that's kind of when I find the bread and butter. That early ice, just being able to drag it out there, be set up in 30 seconds, minute kind of thing is quite nice.
Yeah, and if you're running and gunning too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what's new for ice fishing this year. We're going to get into a few of the new open water items. So typically, for people that don't know, there's a big fishing trade show in July in Orlando. It's called ICAST. And that's typically when all the big brands launch all their new products, announce all their new products. So that happens this year, and then but they don't start trickling into stores kind of later into the fall or into the next year, of which would be 2026. So one of the new items that has already arrived, and we've done some videos and tons of testing with kind of some of the local fishermen, are some of the new rods from 13 Fishing. So with Rapala owning 13 Fishing fully, and up until basically about a year ago, Rapala USA did not sell or distribute 13 Fishing. It was only Rapala Canada and then many of the other distribution arms around the world. So now Rapala USA is fully on board with 13 Fishing. And so we've been utilizing some of their top pros to help develop new rods and new reels for our specific fisheries. So, Dustin Connell, hardcore bass fisherman, we've got him signed up. Dwayne Helm, tour level gold angler that many of you are familiar with. He is now fishing all of 13 Fishing products. And a couple of the rods that I'm going to show you here were actually developed and signed off by Dwayne Helm. So some of the top guys have helped develop these, And now we've kind of developed rods for specific lures or for specific techniques. And so we've developed a rod specifically for fishing jig and wraps. So we have it in the Mist series, our jig and wrap rod. It's got a 40-ton blank. It's got a 5-year warranty, and then kind of high-end Fuji guides as well. So it comes in a 1-piece, 2-piece version. This is going to retail for $239. 610 medium light mag. And you kind of say like, well, medium light mag, like medium light mag means kind of in between medium light and medium. Like, do not assume that this is a light rod, or it's like, well, I only catch big fish. Like, I don't know if that's going to work out for me. Like, me and Lane were literally out on Last Mountain Lake, and I get 25-pound carp on this rod. And watch the Pokies YouTube video if you want to see the full action. It was pretty ridiculous, but nonetheless, this rod handled it like an absolute champ.
Yeah, that would have put it to the test for sure.
So we were fishing, fishing heavy jig and wraps and all that. And so again, these are, I mean, if they're signed off by a guy like Dwayne Helm, you got to know that there's confidence in these rods. So
for sure.
Again, so we have the one is for fishing jig and wraps. And then we also have our shaker rod. So shaking a minnow has been a super popular technique that's come about in the last few years. And this rod is exactly for it. It's got a nice sensitive tip, just enough action where you see it moving, where the jig and wrap rod has a little bit more of a stiff tip. So you're getting that good snap when you're ripping the lure up and down. But so the two different actions, the shaker is the 7'2" in a medium light. And so this is the Mist series, kind of retails for $239. So some people are like, hey, $239. Well, that might be a little bit too much. Well, I hear you there. And that's why we've also have the exact same actions in our Oath series. And this retails for $139 with, again, the jig and wrap rod and the minnow shaker rod for a price point that is, maybe a little bit more consumer friendly. So there's just a slight downgrade in the blank. We use our own guides. So 13 Fishing actually owns their own component company called Evolve, which has, reel seats, guides, and other rod components. And yeah, so you can check this out at retail. These rods should be available today.
Yeah, that's
super.
I'd
cool.
almost buy it just for the little jig and wrap emblem on the handle.
Yeah, on the cork there. You like that?
Yeah, I do.
It's all about the details.
Yeah.
It's all about the details.
Well,
and let's be clear, you can use these rods for a variety of techniques, but this is what it's specialized for. It's not like, oh, I don't have a jig and wrap in my box, I don't need to buy one of these. Like
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, if you can use it, you're fishing Lakers, you're jigging for Lakers, perfect rod for that. Like using whatever, just a big jig head, a 1 ounce jig head. Shaker rod, I mean, really it's a very versatile rod for so many different applications. So I know they kind of have those monikers, but don't think that they're, compartmentalized into those two techniques only, right?
for sure.
And what do you say the mag stood for again?
So what the mag means, it's kind of like in between. It's just like a little bit, more powerful than a medium light. So it's kind of in between a medium light and a medium.
Right. So not quite a medium, but okay, that makes sense. And I will say I have a couple, I think 1 or 2 of the Oath line, and that's kind of been always my biggest thing when I'm talking to people about 13 is like with some of the other brands, I think guys almost think that that's what you got to get because they're $400, right? Like because they're so expensive, this obviously must be the best. But I don't know if I have anything in the Myth line. Everything's been like the Oath. I've had the Blackout. I've even tried just some of the lower price point ones just to see what they're like, and I've been very impressed with all of them. I've actually never broken one. I seem to be pretty careful with my stuff. I guess I'll preface with that, but I've never broken one. The last rod I broke, I actually I laid down on it on accident over the gun of the boat when I was releasing a fish in pre-fish because we didn't want people to see the fish. So that kind of sucked. But other than that, like I haven't broken any of these, and I've been very, very impressed with like for $140, like that's great. And this is Canadian pricing, obviously, right?
Correct. And
Yeah.
all our rods come with a 1 year warranty, except for the Myth, which is a 5 year warranty. And if there is a manufacturer's defect and you broke it, take it back to your retailer, and we'll help you out. I mean, if you stomped on it and or shut it in your car door, then fortunately, probably can't help you out there. But nonetheless, yeah, we always stand behind the products, and yeah, I think the value's there. And somebody keep in mind too when you're comparing rods, and like a 7.2 medium isn't going to be a 7.2 medium in a different brand. So these numbers and designations, they do steer you in the right direction, but it's not every rod's going to be a little bit different. So you're always going to want to kind of feel, and that's the thing with rods. You kind of got to go into your tackle stores to feel them out. But every brand's going to be a little bit different in what they consider a medium or a medium light or fast action or whatnot.
Right, for sure. Totally fair.
And then we're into kind of one of the biggest launches and one of the biggest additions to the Rapala lineup in years, and that's Crush City. It has been going very well. One of the products that across the prairies has been doing very good is the Mooch Minnow. We launched a 3.5 inch last year, and this year we're coming out with a 2.5 inch and a 4.5 inch. So people were asking for something a little bit bigger, and we can talk about the Mare. We got some new colors in the Mare this year. So these colors are a little bit more walleye focused. Some of our top walleye pros wanted some bright colors in here. And so here we go. Like these are, you really got to see these in person. This hot firecracker color, it's got kind of a confetti body. And
I really like that one.
yeah, purple descent. Purple descent's always been a hot walleye color. So we've got that now in the Mare, and it's going to come in a 2.5, a 3 inch, and 4 inch models. So
very nice.
And again, the Mare is going to be a PVC style bait, where a bait, our other paddle tail, the heavy hitter, is going to be made with the super TPE material. So the super TPE is the durable, stretchy. It's a little bit softer. The Mare, the PVC, it's a little bit more dense, and yeah, sinks as well compared to the super TPE, which actually floats.
So the Mare will likely, because that tear a little easier, you're going to go through a few more of them. Is that kind of what I'm getting at, or what is the difference between the two?
Yeah, in some cases, yes.
Okay.
But with that too, if you're trying to get down and you're not really wanting that suspension as much too, that's kind of the give
that's
and
what
take
you want
there.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I've used both, and I was using the Mare when they first came out, like when we got some of those for a lake trout, and they were definitely loving those. And like when Jesse was talking about, yeah, it's not the super TPE material, but everyone who's fished lakers know how theirs mouths are. And I think this is a flying trip up north, and I think I only went through 2 of them over the 3.5 day trip. So, and we were jigging lots of lakers, so they're still durable.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, I don't want to downplay, the durability of it, because still for a PVC style bait, they're extremely durable.
So basically, it's just like the density of the bait is the difference. So like your flotation, your sinking, how it moves through the water column.
Exactly.
Right?
Like it all, all the different factors.
Yeah.
And going on, I'm showing right now the jerk. So the jerk is a bait that we've had in Canada for a couple years. And actually the USA did not have the jerk in their lineup up until now, but they saw the success that we were having in Canada and how many we were selling. and decided to bring it into the USA as well. So finally they get the jerk, and we've got 6 new colors here. Again, that purple descent I think is gonna be great for the walleye guys. The new Gobi color, it has real kind of translucent belly,
Mm-hmm.
and again, it's kind of one of those baits that every time I show my customers, they're like, "Ooh, yeah, that one there for sure." So, um, I think we've got a good mix of natural colors and then bright colors as well. You kind of want a little bit of both, depending on the situations, and everybody's a little bit different. I mean, some guys love the bright colors, other guys are I'm only fishing natural colors. So again, having a bunch of options, and I think we have about 20 colors in the jerk now, and the jerk comes in the 3.75 inch, a 5 inch, and a 7 inch as well too. So
Sweet.
guys want to throw something bigger, we've got that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Front of my boat's full of them.
Well, yeah, and Lo, you posted that picture a couple years ago where you caught 121 walleye on the single jerk bait,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, just one plastic. Didn't change out the plastic, or like we talked about on the phone, I didn't change out the moon eye jig either. That was the same one there too. So
Yes.
that I was lucky not to run into a pike to take it from me, but
Yeah.
it lasted. The jig head and the one plastic lasted me that long.
That's impressive.
Well, I got to thank you because I've used that photo that you shared and the number, and I use that in my sales presentation. I think you really helped me sell many more jerks just because of that. So I appreciate that.
It's almost become an issue because I like to try out different ones, and I'm like, I almost don't get to, because I have I open it up and I use one of them, and I'm like, the main reason I end up switching them out is whether I just decide to change baits to try something else, and I set it in my cup holder and it gets dusted or something on the way home, and I'm like, oh, I better get rid of that one. Like, that's basically the main reason. It's never changing out because they're getting the tail bit off or anything like that. It's literally just because I want to try something else, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I've had store owners be like, "Can you make them less durable? Like, we want people to continue to buy these baits, but if they're not breaking down, like, what are we doing here?" I'm like,
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
okay, so you want us to downgrade the quality of our product? Is that what you're asking? So,
Yeah. Or start stocking pike in more local waters to steal them.
yeah, that might be the better solution. So, and another, like, a brand new bait this year is the salted Ned roll. So salted Ned roll, it's a little bit fatter than our Ned BLT, which is our standard Ned worm, made with our super TPE material. This bait is heavily salted, it's heavily scented, and then it's also kind of, I call it like a little beaver tail on the back. So I've seen more people fishing a Ned for walleye in the past year or so. But the problem with the Ned bait is there's really not a lot of action on it. It's just kind of a short worm, and there's not a lot going on there. But adding this extra beaver tail definitely gives it a ton more action, and got a ton of great colors. This electric shad is one that's been super hot. All the perch colors, watermelon red, yeah, and even like the black, guys use fishing it just as like they would using a leech. So I know there's some bait bans coming in Manitoba that people are concerned about, live bait bans, right? So I think we've provided some options for people kind of moving forward there.
Yeah, and I guess something with that too, not to take away from the BLT or the Ned roll. Like, Liam is a big proponent of, he throws the jerk onto his Ned rigs as well, right? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be just that plastic that's designed for that. Like, he talks in lots of his videos about throwing on some of the other Crush City stuff and working them as a Ned style. So you can also do that too. Like you said, when they were used to be more just a stick bait on there, he starts adding those, and yeah, can add some more more movement there. So having the tails on these Ned rolls is definitely nice.
Yeah. And they're where the Ned will float a little bit more. If you've got like a 1/4 ounce jig head, it'll still come up. The salted Ned roll is going to be made to be neutrally buoyant, so it'll kind of keep that sort of even balanced keel there.
Okay, cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. The Suspect is something that is a nice little finesse bait that we had previously in 2.75 inch. We've now upsized it to a 3.75 inch model. So it's a little bit more of a narrower profile, a more minnow profile, but in kind of that traditional size of like 3.75 inch. And we've got some new colors as well. But this is I think a very versatile size, nice paddle tail. Again, it's not like that typical shad shape. And then some perfect colors for the prairies. The gizzard shad, electric shad, the green pumpkin disco. I mean, people loving that. Just a green pumpkin with just a ton of glitter on it. And yeah, perch is always a hot seller too, for anything across the prairies.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's conventional or not, but on one of my most recent trips to Duck Mountain in Manitoba there, I was actually running the first size. What was that? 2.75?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I was running that on the spin shot in a drop shot setup, and that was working very nice for the walleye. So I don't know if that's
Sweet.
a typical kind of thing there for that. Usually when I'm drop shotting back home, it's with leeches, but up there was running that, and yeah, hooked into some respectable walleye on that too.
Nice. And a few new lures here, kind of from Rapala. One that we're really excited about is the Harvest Shad. So there's been, with everything's getting more expensive in this world, and we've seen just with production, some of the Rapala lures, I mean, they are getting up there in terms of pricing. They're made of balsa, they have the high-end components. So some of the lures are 19, $20, even more. So we wanted to kind of bring something into the market that was more kind of budget friendly. It's going to have a plastic body, rattle, and great for trolling, kind of similar movement and similar action to a shad wrap, and that's how we got to the Harvest Shad. So there's going to be two sizes. There's a 2-inch size 5. There's a 2 3/4 inch size 7, and this bait's going to retail for $10.99 at the stores. So some real high-end finishes, as you've seen in some of our lures that we had, like that we launched last year. The Gold Miner, which is a deep trolling bait down to 30 feet. So some of those colors that we had last year that customers really loved, that whiskey sour, which is kind of a gold bronze sort of finish, the purple meat market, which again, you want to buy a bait for the name, you buy the purple meat market.
That's fantastic.
With the purple and chartreuse and pink, the antifreeze, the shiny green of the antifreeze, and then the Wonder Tiger, white with kind of some Wonder Bread sort of shades on it. And again, so you're buying a top quality Rapala bait for $10.99 with some amazing finishes. And so we've had a lot of uptake on the Harvest Shad, and you should see the stores in stores now. So I know guys were fishing it just in the fall there when they landed, and tons of great success. This 6 shad, one of our pro staff, that's kind of his favorite, with the blue and some pink and silver and a little bit of green on the lip there.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. That's the shad wraps and are the ones I run the most, just given the way the depth they dive to, and my home lake only being 15 feet deep, kind of works out perfectly there. But I've got tons of my tackle trays, so it's nice to see this as well, and some of those colors too. That'll be exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. And something that, man, the guys in Saskatchewan have been asking for so long, especially the guys at Pokies, the jigging wrap size 11. So this was a lure that we had previously in the jigging wrap lineup. However, maybe 10 years ago, even longer, jigging wraps were just basically for ice fishing, vertical jigging. But since then we've seen a lot more people using them in open water, and that's where the popularity has kind of had a bit of a resurgence. So we listened to the customers. They wanted a larger jigging wrap, and that's why we brought back the size 11. So it is 1 ounce, and man, this is something that people have been asking for. Just having it in the bigger size and fishing for walleye, for pike, for lake
Yeah.
trout. Yeah, pretty excited to bring these back, and you should see them in the stores ready for ice fishing season this year.
How long ago were they discontinued? Like, how long have they been off the market?
I would say like at least 10 years. At
Oh,
least 10
dang.
years they've been
Yeah.
off the market. Yeah.
Sweet.
So um yeah, once I people were excited to bring them back, and yeah, the sales have been there initially. So we've got a ton of great colors. And yeah, should see these available now.
That's sweet. Yeah, we talked a little bit about forward-facing sonar, but this summer, walking these back and the jigging shadow wraps, walking those back suspended over marks was just money. Like, these fish were 10, 15 feet off bottom, and you just get that snapping action going by them, and the way they turn on it, and it's pretty cool to watch on the. I wouldn't have ever really been able to do it without the forward-facing sonar, but
Mhm.
obviously now that we got that, it's pretty sweet to watch.
Yeah, and when I was doing my tour of Saskatchewan, kind of late September, and it was kind of just before the Vanity tournament, and all the guys I was fishing with, they're like, "Oh, like, hey, can you give me one? Can you give me one or two?" And I had like 3 samples, and I went fishing with Lane that one day, and we lost a couple, and I was down to like one sample, and then Winston, who I know there, he's like, "Oh, can you get me some samples?" I'm like, dude, I have literally one sample. This is the only lure in my possession. Like, I cannot give this to you. I need to show my customers this lure." But it was cool to get some traction around it and get some a little bit more hype and people excited that it came back. So
Yeah, and then he goes and wins the Vanity. So
well, I know. I think we did end. I was able to maybe send him a couple, but I don't think. I don't know if that's what he used to catch all the big fish. But
I think he'll
yeah,
be keeping that close to his chest, whatever he was
Yeah.
using to to win that. So
yeah, no, yeah, good on him. So Jig and Wrap 11.
Very cool.
We got one new. I mean, Rip and Wrap has been a staple bait for ice fishing, open water. We got one new color this year. It's called the Purple Shades. This was an exclusive color from the U.S. retailer Shields. For the last few years, I think they had an exclusivity on it. That ended. So now everybody gets to have it. Purple Shades,
It's very sexy.
and in stores now.
very nice. So there is that could be a thing. Like I was talking to Jesse about, I have some Shad X wraps.
Hmm.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And I know I got them at Canadian Tire in Moose Jaw here, and I have 3 colors that I can't even find anything online that they ever even existed. Is that a thing that's common enough in certain places that there was certain colors only for that?
For sure. I know it, like in Canada, we've done specific colors as well. Like, the cool thing with Rapala Canada is, we have a lot of our own autonomy in creating maybe a certain color, and we have our own kind of product development team for the Canadian market as well. So we
Okay.
have created specific colors just for Canada previously. So hey, we're always open to ideas. So again, if anyone wants to shoot me a message or if they have a crazy color that they'd love to see developed, I'm all ears. So next up, the Fish and Fillet Fire Tiger handle. So we've been selling this knife for decades, our best selling fillet knife, and we've switched up just the plain, birch color to the Fire Tiger design on the handle. So great for if you want to keep it as collectible, great if you want to use it on the dock, great if you want to give it to a present. But people were pretty jacked up about this Fire Tiger handle this year. So
I think that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
already I'm getting people like, well, where's the rainbow trout handle?
Right. Everyone wants their color now.
Yeah. So this has been pretty cool, and I mean, I didn't think we could kind of reinvent a classic product like this, but I think we definitely nailed this one.
Yeah.
Who didn't go into their dad's tackle box and see one of these when they were a kid, right?
100%.
Are we gonna say there, Jesse?
I think that's the perfect gift for the friend that is like anti-Fire Tiger, the guy that just doesn't, he's like, oh, friggin' Fire Tiger, it never works for me. Like that's the knife you give him.
Yeah,
Definitely.
The 6-inch is a nice size too. Like I don't know if you guys still have it, but there was the breasting knife. Is that still?
No, I don't think. No, we don't have that anymore.
So even like I use that all fall here for when I get birds, but I mean this 6-inch could do this exact same thing. I think the breasting one's a little bit shorter, but with that 6-inch, that's perfect for doing that as well. So it doesn't have to be just fishing either, which is the nice thing.
For sure. So $49.99 at retail. We got a few new things from VMC here. We're almost done the new products. We introduced the Minnow Shaker jig. So this is a little bit of an extended shank. As you can see, it's got the dual little pieces of mono on there, kind of bait keepers on there. So you put the Super TVE, the jerk on this jig head, it is not coming off. I took it around to all my customers, been fishing it. Like you cannot rip this off. Like you need to make a commitment that you're keeping that bait on that jig head for eternity once you put it on there. So also has like a kind of a 45-degree angle for the eye of the jig. So when you are kind of working it back, when you're doing the traditional shaking a minnow technique, it has a very nice roll back and forth, and just looks so amazing in the water. So we've developed and was awarded the best terminal tackle at ICAST this year. So we've put all the different sizes and weights. So you can see all the different configurations in a 2/0, a 3/0, a 4/0, all the way from 1/16 ounce all the way to 3/8 ounce. So you can pick and choose the specific jig head for the specific bait that you're throwing. And yeah, available now. That's the Minnow Shaker jig.
Yeah, I can second. If you ever want to take your plastic off of there, it doesn't come off. You never getting pantsed when you have that. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
I
for
like
sure.
that.
Yeah. And then maybe a little bit more niche product, but we've got a few different lines of jig heads under VMC called our Gripper series. This is one I wanted to focus on, and this is the extra heavy gripper. So it's got a very strong, it's a 6X hook, comes down in a 1/2 ounce all the way up to 1.5 ounce. So if you are fishing big plastics, say the heavy hitter in a 5.5 inch, if you're fishing the jerk in a 7 inch, you want targeting big Lakers, you can throw a 3/4 ounce jig with a 7/0 hook on it. And, because there's not a ton of jig heads in the market that, you can buy for a good price that are this big, that have the right hook size. And that was something that we were hearing from our customers, especially for lake trout fishermen or guys fishing big pike, or even guys fishing for in the saltwater for lingcod and things like that. So yeah, we're pretty happy with these. And again, all the way up to a 9/0 hook if you're fishing something that big, and 12 or $13 at retail for two or three jig heads.
Very nice.
Yeah, I like the look of those. Big hook gap. Get lots of space between your
For
baits.
some pike.
Yeah,
Pike at Lac La Marte.
That's right where my brain went to, is spring pike fishing.
There you go.
Those aren't on the website yet, correct?
They are not on the website yet. No, I don't think we've actually received them yet at the warehouse. So yeah, likely something for spring 2026.
I went to look on the website and remembered that you said that they weren't up there yet.
Yeah. And that's about it. Thank you for letting me share kind of all the new cool products. And normally I'm doing this presentation for all the stores across Western Canada, but it's nice to get more of a consumer audience, the guys that are actually fishing this to see this stuff. So I know that interests some of you. So yeah, thanks for listening on that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Thanks for sharing all that. I mean, me and Jesse could talk about things, but we'd never really get into that much detail and just knowing the products as well as you do. So that's definitely nice to get the in-depth view for all that, because there is a lot of people, even more so than myself and Jesse, that are obviously even bigger gearheads and always liking to see what's new and everything like that. So yeah, no, that's definitely nice to see. And I don't know, we've had you for an hour and 15 here. But we had, what do we have left on here for things we were going to maybe talk about? Pretty well covered all that. I don't know if we should maybe wrap some things up with, had some personal picks here, whether they're new or older items for you. What's some of your favorites? Like, I know there's the pro picks on the website that people can check out, but as far as yourself, knowing the broad spectrum of everything that's out there, what's some of your favorites that you've come across, or some new things?
Well, I think right now, I mean, focusing to like the Crush City stuff has just been like, I've been super impressed with it. I've been fishing it, not only for when we were fishing walleye out in, Last Mountain Lake and stuff like that, but fishing it for like salmon in the rivers here in BC too, and just trying to find all the different applications for it. That's been kind of one of the things I've been really excited about. Kind of, I'll show you this too. Like, one of the cool things is I get a little bit of product development time, developing different things. So this is kind of one of the lures that I helped develop here out in BC. This is called the anchovy roll under Lure Jensen. So they sent me some different prototypes, and I was testing the action. You want to have a nice kind of roll like this in the water when you're fishing. And so I've been helping with the product development team, figuring out what products or what rolls the best of all the different prototypes they sent me, testing it in, my father-in-law's pool and just dragging it around and getting my kids to hold a camera under the water and stuff like that. So yeah, this like anchovy roll from Lure Jensen was kind of a cool thing that that I have a little bit of a love for. But yeah, so those are kind of some of my favorite baits, like the mooch minnow in the albino pearl. Like, that's kind of like my go-to if I'm fishing walleye. And then other than that, like, I love like the blue fox spinners, like that, the Vibrex. It's literally my best selling lure across all of Western Canada. Like, virtually every store stocks it. People fishing it for pike, walleye or trout. In BC, in the rivers, you're fishing it in the fall. Guys are hammering coho and chinook and pinks on it. So yeah, that's kind of my other sort of favorite lure in our lineup.
Nice. Very nice. And that just kind of made me think the total opposite. Is there anything that you think is kind of slept on, or something that doesn't get as much recognition as it should?
What product?
Yeah, like that comes to my mind is the jigging shadow wrap. I I like them quite a lot, and I don't see as many people talking about them or running them, which is hard to compete with your regular jigging wrap because that's kind of king when it comes to those styles of baits. But that's kind of one that I've grown to like a lot since it came out, and so maybe a little example there. But
Yeah, like I mean, some of the lures that we had under VMC, I think, are really kind of slept on. Like, I'd be pushing like we had a lot of like VMC, like the underspin jigs. They were like 1 to 8 ounce. They had like a built-in small rubber paddle tail, a little Colorado blade on the bottom, and they look so nice. They were a good price, and so some of those things I thought, man, like I kept showing them year after year to people, and it just never really bid on them. Like some of those I wish kind of got some traction, but and then other than that, like I know like I've been kind of pushing hard, like the MEPS across the prairies. It was really kind of cool to see everybody absorbing that. Like still working on in BC. I think in BC it's still got some work to do with MEPS to see the success of it. But yeah, those are just a few of them. But I'm always there's always something that again, we got so many products. It's easy for me to show something new to somebody every single time I'm in the store.
right, for sure. You look like you got something, Jesse.
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah, what'd you say, 6,500 products?
8,500. Yes,
Oh yeah, with 8,500 products on the line, you're gonna find something new to show to someone eventually.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty fortunate that way.
Is
Yeah,
it?
that's
Is it?
insane.
I think it's a VMC. It's like a little tungsten bug with a little skirt on it, like a larvae
the
bug.
skirt.
Is that the bug bite?
This is the bug bite here, Jesse. If you could see that.
Yeah. So it's similar to that, except it's a fixed shank hook, and it's got like a little tuft of fur right around the head of the lure. There's no split ring on it.
I'll look it up here, see if I can find what you're
Talking. It's
talking.
an ice fishing lure.
Yeah. Mainly ice
The
fishing.
rattle. It's like the rattling roach, maybe.
No, there's no rattle in it. I'm sure it's a VMC thing.
I think. Is it the TFJ tungsten or the roach jig?
It's definitely a tungsten thing.
There is the TFJ tungsten fly jig kit, and they're a little nymph style.
Yeah, that sounds right. Like a little bug looking thing, nymph thing.
Yeah, like we got like those tungsten fly jigs, like those.
Yeah, like that style. That.
Yeah, those have.
It looks very small on my screen, but I think I can. Yeah, that's the ones. I
Okay.
was using those ice fishing on it last year, and surprisingly, I went to this lake that I'd never been to before to search it for walleye and pike, and the walleye were super finicky, and just I was like, maybe these are perch, I don't know, and I dropped some of those down, and they freaking bit them, and I was, oh, that is a walleye, and I ended up having a great evening catching them on just that micro small presentation. Anyway, just a random thought in my brain.
It's funny how, I mean, you see it in the saltwater sometimes in BC too, where it's like, you're fishing a 5-inch spoon and it's like, you're not getting any bites. Well, that's like downsize. Let's fish a 2-inch spoon. And then all of a sudden you're getting hit. So it's funny how the fish are, all across the country. Sometimes it's just a smaller, different presentation, and that's what they're looking for at that time.
Yeah,
for sure.
or a change of color.
True.
You never know.
I think the fish don't even know sometimes the way they want to react to things.
I think sometimes we give them we give them too much credit, and sometimes we don't give them enough credit. I don't know which one it is, but yeah, I just gotta, if nothing's working, why not throw something else out there, right?
Yeah, for sure. Because we got it. Everyone has so many different things to try. You may as well go through.
Yeah.
At least rinse the lures when you're going out, right?
For sure.
You
Logan,
have
what
something
were
else
you
there, Jesse?
talking about? What were you talking about? This secret question, this new.
Oh, the surprise question.
Was it the one I was talking about on the phone
Yeah.
with you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Do you want to ask him?
man.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. I think it's pretty
You gotta,
standard.
You got to
So,
explain
like,
the background to it.
Yeah. So we've talked a lot about new lures and what new products are coming out, which is great. And do you ever think there's gonna be like a revival of old Rapala lures or discontinued Rapala lures that, like, sure, you might fine tune a little bit or change a few things, but that you're gonna bring back because the fish, let's say a largemouth or a walleye is only living 15, 20 years. So essentially, lures from 20, 30 years ago, these fish alive today have not seen these lures, and you can't find them on the shelves anymore. Are you ever going to, like, bring those back? Is that a thing, you think?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a thing because we've done that before. Like
Mhm.
we recently did that in Lure Jensen, where there was a lure that they had in the '90s called the Coho King, and it was a kind of skinny salmon trolling lure. And I think it was launched back in the '90s where people were fishing big spoons all the time and nobody fished this small dinky stuff. But recently there were some changes in bait fish on the West Coast, and a lot of people were fishing small stuff. So we brought back this lure, again, the Coho King, and has sold great. So we never say never. I know guys in Saskatchewan. I mean, one of the first times I was there, they're like, "Oh, you're the Rapala guy. Like, hey, you guys discontinued the Smash Shed, and I don't know why you haven't brought it back yet, but." And it shows me his whole collection. He's like, you got to bring these back. Like, there's no cranking lure like this ever before. So, again, I'm not gonna say I'll never say never, but you never know. Could be some opportunities. You tell me what you want to see back, and then
Wow, it's
I'll
funny
take the powers that be.
it's funny you mentioned that. I know a few people that would love, including my parents, that would love to see the Clacken wrap again on a shelf.
Okay, I get the clacking wrap quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. They were so hardcore and uptight with it. They bought like the last Clacken wraps on eBay. I think they paid upwards of $40 to $60
Yeah.
per lure, plus shipping, plus
Per
duty.
lure?
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Well, the lure I get today that I get it all the time is the Wild Eye Live Pike. And that bait, I mean, we sold tons of them. And for whatever reason, with manufacturing and all these things, like we couldn't make it anymore. And I mean, still, I was at a trade show couple weeks ago, and my sales manager was there, and this guy comes like, it's like, yeah, how can you discontinue this, we sold so many of this. And I'm like, this is great you're speaking of this, like, when my sales manager is here, like, exactly, we could be selling hundreds and thousands of these lures and stuff like that. So yeah, things come and go. It's so funny, and people have that emotional attachment to these lures because this lure helped create this special memory for them,
Exactly.
or they caught their personal best fish, or some of their best memories are using it at a certain lake or fishery that they have a lot of memories at. So yeah, that's one of the other cool things about this industry is, again, people are passionate about it, people are passionate about their favorite lures, their favorite colors, and that's never going to die. So yeah, again, we're open to all feedback. If you want to hit me up on, Kyle Rapala VMC on my Instagram, I'm open, and don't mind passing the information up to the powers that be. So
Well, now that my mom's gonna hear that, she's gonna be in your DMs every day. Where's the Clacking wrap? I need the Clacking wrap.
I didn't think this would end with your mom being in my DMs at the end of this podcast, but here we are.
That's funny. Yeah, I remember with the Clacken wrap, it's funny Jesse had that because that was one of the first lures where I saw them in a magazine, and it was a full page spread of all the different colors. And I was like, next time I go to Calgary and I go to Bass Pro, that's what I'm getting. And I went and bought one, and I still have it. I don't know when they came out. I was trying to see here when they came out, but yeah, I bought one. I still have it, and yeah, I just loved it. So I was on Jesse's there too. I didn't have multiple of them like it sounds like Jesse's parents did, but it says here it was introduced in 2008, 2009. So yeah, that makes sense. That it was probably that long ago. I can still picture
that advertisement on the back of the magazine. To be fair, like it didn't have like sound waves coming off of it because it was like a new deep rattle system, like the fish will hear it for miles. Like, yeah.
Love it. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, I'll mark one down for the Clackin' Wrap.
Perfect. Appreciate it.
People want it when I just found a Reddit thread about the Rapala Clackin' Wrap 08 being collectible and desirable. If it's made it to Reddit, you know people want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I seen a video of that Ed the Diver on Instagram talking about like how he has high demand for that lure. So just saying.
That's funny. That's gold.
Yeah.
There's mine. My specific color. I don't know if you can see it.
Beauty.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good way to end it. We'll let Kyle think about the Clackin' Wrap when he goes to bed tonight.
That was really the whole point of this podcast. It was all
We're actually only airing in the last 5 minutes
here. Yeah. That's all you wanted to ask.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. Well, do you have anything else to kind of plug here towards the end, or do you have something, Jesse, quick?
One quick question is, do you have any product testing trips coming up, like AKA fishing trips, where you just have to go test some things that you could maybe share with us?
Yeah. Well, I've got here in Vancouver, I've got some of my team members coming from Ontario. So like our head office is in Oshawa, Ontario. So they're coming out next week, and we're gonna have to go sturgeon fishing on the Fraser River to hopefully catch a 9 or 10 foot giant white sturgeon there. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, I've kind of made I want to get back out to Lake Winnipeg during the ice season here. To do a little bit more product testing there. I need to just make sure all the gear works properly.
Yeah, make sure the fish still like them, eh?
Yeah. So kind of our new cycle of ice fishing products, we kind of learn about sort of mid-February. So at that point, we kind of have samples where we can go out and test products. So, really, it would be a disservice to my customers if I didn't personally test the product first before trying to sell it to them.
That's right.
It's a critical, important part is getting out and going fishing in my job. So
awesome.
It's a tough gig that way, but
yeah, totally fair. Yeah, I wonder why people stay so long in the industry.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get fun.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, nothing too crazy. I'll do like maybe some. I don't travel too much. I travel a lot during the season. I mean, I was probably going to be gone about 50 nights this year, kind of traveling all across Western Canada. So kind of, December and January is kind of normally when I stick around home, but I'll do some steelhead fishing here a little bit, and maybe pop up to the BC interior for some ice fishing too. Who knows?
Very nice.
Sounds great. Well,
if you're ever out this way, let us know. If there's anything we can help with, or Jesse's up in the territories, if you need someone to find out if they work where there's a million fish, then he's your guy.
Yeah, if you send me something and it doesn't catch a fish, then there's a problem.
No doubt. Well, I was just out in Saskatchewan there a few weeks ago, so won't be back out there till maybe March, but we'll definitely hit you up when I'm back in town there.
For sure. Yeah, no, well, we appreciate you taking some time in your evening to come on, showcase lots of the new products. Definitely looking forward to all of them. Happy that I got a couple to show out here because we should be having ice pretty soon. But really appreciate you taking the time. And we'll have to have you on again to talk about some new products in the future as well.
My pleasure. Thanks for the time, fellas, and have a great evening.
Awesome. Thanks,
You as
Kyle.
well.
Cheers, guys.
Wrapping up episode 106. I hope everyone enjoyed that. If you made it there to the end, tons of great gear coming out from the Rapala VMC family. Pretty sweet that they have the Canadian division as well. Some things there's, I know with some of the Crush City stuff, we had some of it up here first. I think he was talking about the jerk like that. So it's kind of cool that we have some things that other places, like say the States, maybe didn't have for a bit there. So that's one thing I like about having the Rapala Canada, kind of focus on some more stuff that works well for lots of our bodies of water up here. And yeah, big thanks to Kyle for coming on. We definitely won't be the last time. Whenever they do have those launches going on, I like getting someone on here who really knows their product, and Kyle's the perfect guy for that. Really explain everything coming out and give the listeners kind of the best idea of what these baits or these products, how they're going to help you put more fish topside. So like I said, big thank you to Kyle for coming on. Don't have much else here to wrap this one up. I just really hope everyone enjoyed that one. And we'll be going into episode 107 before we know it here. But to close things out here, just want to give a big thank you to 13 Fishing Canada for being the presenting sponsor of the show, providing many great products for us to use out on the water. Big thanks to them, as always, for being with the show. That's all I got for this one, and we'll see you in episode 107.
Thanks for tuning in to the Weekend Warriors Fishing Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to leave a review on your favorite listening platform so we can reach more anglers just like you. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for media updates and behind-the-scenes content.